Hey folks, we are going to do our weekly check-in real quick. So go ahead and get ready to look ahead with me. Um, so we are on, I just want to take a moment as well to kind of like check in with where we are as far as the remainder of our schedule goes. Sorry, there's like this bright light behind me. Um, just to kind of like see where we are for the rest of the semester, just kind of make us aware of some deadlines coming up and just really how much time we have left in general. So we are currently on week, let me see here, week 10. This is one of our last 4 or 5 weeks. We've got our readings this week from module 7, lessons 16 through 18. And I just want to go ahead and preface this video by saying this is a lot of reading this week. I do apologize for that with our class being as condensed as it is. It really just kind of like this is the week that sort of got a lot of stuff piled into it. So just be prepared for that. This is a lot of reading this week. It's about 100 pages. Additionally, you have quiz 7 that you need to take as well this week. And please do remember that the videos and the ed puzzles that are associated with the readings, those are counted for credit as well. And our quiz questions will come from those videos as well. So make sure that you're doing all the content in that textbook folder that we have. We talked about reviewing project 3. I have posted an updated video on the instructions for that, just to kind of like clarify a few things that I don't feel like were as clear in the first video. I'll show you that in just a moment as well. But that's what's on the agenda for this week. Next week, we've got our final set of reading. It's much less. It's about 40 pages from lesson 19. We also have quiz 8. And then we've got a discussion the following week. That's all we have. And then we've got our final project, and then we've got our exam week. So our exam, and I haven't specified with the exams yet about what to look for with that and all of that. Our exams can be taken online anytime between the I believe it's the 9th, the 9th after 4 p.m. until the 13th of December, which is like the Wednesday before exam week is over. So we'll talk more on that as well today. But I just kind of wanted to let you guys know we've really just got this week here. This week, next week is Thanksgiving. So we do have some reading assignments due and a quiz, but technically we're not like really in session from Wednesday until Sunday. And then we've got 1 week when we come back. We've got the final project being due the following week. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we've got really going on there. So yeah, let's go ahead and go back up to our module real quick for this week. Like I said, we're in module 7. And I do have that forewarning there as well, just saying that it is 90 plus pages of reading. So just be prepared for that. We have got, oh, and I don't think that this was on the assignments page, but we do have the PA assignment due as well. So I need to add that on there as well. But the PA assignment as well as the quiz will be due this week. So let's jump down here to the class materials first. We've got the age of, really, this is like the bulk of our art history. Lesson 16 covers the age of faith from the early Christian artworks and the Byzantine eras all the way through like the other Eastern philosophies and religions as well that we see down here. We've got the Renaissance through the Baroque, and then we've got the 18th and 19th centuries. I know this is a lot of information, and especially with our quiz, may be hard to really feel comfortable and confident on all of these topics. However, the way that I would approach this, I would definitely take notes while you're doing your reading this week. I would probably I would just write these things down. Honestly, all of the readings are just like if you're doing it on Google Docs or anything like that, I would just copy and paste these, all of these like little sections, and then write something out to the side or write, a couple paragraphs or a couple sentences or something about each of these, just to kind of be aware of what all of these different readings are about. The quiz, like I said, it's pretty, I tried to keep it pretty general, but this is a lot of information to concise down to 10 questions. But if you you really need to be aware of if there is a reading on it, like even if it is a single artwork, like for example, the Neo-Confucianism, Bon Quan's Travelers by Streams and Mountains. That whole reading is just like on one artwork. However, that artwork is important to know information about. Same goes for like the ones following it as well. Obviously, I don't expect you to have, every single artwork that's mentioned in these readings like memorized. But if there is like a reading dedicated to an artwork, I want to make sure that you are, you know about that artwork and you know like the history of it. So yeah, that's the way I would approach this set of reading. Is just by, the way I have the readings divided here, just go ahead and copy and paste those over and then write yourself down, 2 or 3 sentences about each of the readings dedicated to it. And then that'll also help you. Also, here are our videos for this week as well. We've got 8 videos going on, and those are counted for participation credit as well. And if you do this like note-taking thing, it'll also really help you with this week's PA assignment, where it's pretty general, but you're just identifying and describing key characteristics and defining events from each of those lessons. So Age of Faith, Renaissance through the Baroque, and 18th and 19th centuries. Remember, it's 5 to 7 sentences each for like a 3-paragraph, short essay essentially. And then we've got our quiz on quiz 7 here. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on this week. So please make sure that you are, taking the time throughout the week to get all this stuff done, and you're not putting it off until the last minute. It won't. This week is not a week where you can wait until the last minute to do the assignments. It's I would definitely space this out throughout the week. And then additionally, our project is coming up. So you do need to be thinking about your topic or your theme for your projects. Remember, projects folder right here. We'll see this information in our final projects folder. Here is the instructions for that again. And here are the written instructions as well. So please make sure that you are, pacing yourself out on this one, that you're coming up with a theme, that you are, deciding on your collections, that sort of thing. And if you do have any questions, or if you want me to kind of like review where you're at, I'm happy to do that as well. If you just want to email it over to me, and we can do some check-ins that way. I would really honestly advise that you do that before just like, doing the whole project without communicating with me at all. But yeah, that's what's on the agenda. And then again, we've got one more module left, module 8, that will come up next week. And then we've just got our projects. We've got our final exam as well. The final exam will be in this folder right here when it's distributed online. You'll have your part A and part B. I've also got a Jeopardy style study guide for part A that you can take, and you can just play on your own if you would like to. And then remember, part B is coming from old quiz questions. So if you haven't already, I would definitely write down your quiz question answers and make sure that you are good to go, like you remember what the right answer is, that sort of thing to study for part 2. But I always kind of say this, and I may have said this honestly in last week's check-in video, so if it's a repeat, I'm sorry. But just take this how you will. Our final exam is worth 10% of our final grade. Our final project is worth 15% of our final grade. Personally, I feel that the final exam is not as good of a measure of you, or as best of a reflection as the final project is for letting me know that you understand the content from this course, and really just like, what we have learned here on the second half of the course. So for me personally, the project is a better reflection of that, and I kind of value the project a little bit more than the final exams. If you just want to think about it though, as like, the final exam is not worth as much credit as the final project is, you're welcome to think about it that way. But you should be good on the finals. That shouldn't really be an issue. The project though, that's something that you do need to be like studying for, like preparing for, before it's actually due on December 10th. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the check-in this week. You've got your readings, you've got your videos that are in the readings folder, you've got your PA assignment, and you've got quiz 7. So please make sure that you complete all of those no later than Sunday night, and make sure that you're giving yourself time so that you're not having to cram there at the last minute, because this is going to be a little bit more work this week than we normally have had. But yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. At this point in the course, also, I would like to advise you to look through your grades. Just make sure that everything is there, it looks correct. Also, I need to redo this actually. We do have an extra credit opportunity going on right now. It is the Anna Canar's exhibition in the Roush Gallery on campus. The photo I think is not working great. So I'm going to send this out a second time just to make sure you guys can see the photo. And if you do have extra credit that you haven't turned to me yet, please try to do that as soon as possible. And that way, you know, you can see it reflected in your grade, or, you know, just make sure that you're good to go on that. And just as a reminder, with extra credit, you can go to a gallery that's on campus or any other approved gallery. You need to message me first about it just to make sure that it's an approved one. And just take a selfie in the gallery, in front of the gallery sign, and then also inside of the gallery. Email it to me, and that adds 2 points of extra credit to your final grade. So, you know, that's a possible 6 points that you can get for that, because you can do this opportunity 3 times. Very easily can take your grade from a B to an A, a C to a B, that sort of thing. So, take advantage of that if you haven't already. And if you want to check in on that, just feel free to email me about that as well. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and please just reach out to me if you have any questions.